This is a new type of dumb. Oh my goodness. So, as you guys know, I've heard a lot of dumb arguments against reparations. For example, I've heard, you already got your reparations, okay? What about food stamps? That's your reparations. Even though, there are more white people on food stamps than black people. I got another one. Hey, the Union soldiers, okay? You got your reparations there. Union soldiers died for you. Even though they didn't die for black people or to end slavery, they died to preserve the Union. Abraham Lincoln even said such. I've heard a lot of dumb things. And then, once they stop coming up with like dumb arguments against reparations, then it comes into the coping mechanism, which is, well, how are we going to pay for it? Who's it going to come from? Who's it going to go to? They just lose their minds, bruh. If you've ever come across someone who's against reparations, it is absolutely a work of art to watch them do these mental gymnastics to try and escape away from the reality, which is reparations, which is it's a debt that's owed and it should be paid. It is fascinating. But I must say, possibly the dumbest argument against reparations has to go to Vivek Rababui. Kudos to you, my guy. You have won the dumbest argument against reparations that I've heard in my adult life, bruh. He is confronted outside the DNC convention. I don't know why I say DNC convention. It's, Democratic National Convention. It reminds me of, the Spider-Man movie, The Spider-Verse, where he says, why do people say the ATM machine? The M stands for machine. Never mind. But besides the point, I digress. But he's outside the convention and someone brings up, what about reparations? And he says, well, I heard about this, before. And you know what? I think that we shouldn't have reparations because, hear me out. He says that we shouldn't have reparations because it's divisive.
So here's my perspective. I was asked about this when I came to the south side of Chicago a year ago. And my position on this has not changed. I'm against race-based reparations because I think it will create more division, not less.
Race-based discrimination that occurred in this country for
let me just clarify one aspect. I think there was a time and place for it in the Reconstruction era. But today, when we actually bring back racial reparations, it actually causes greater discrimination, not more.
But ladies and gentlemen, it gets better. It gets better. Somehow, Vivek just keeps on amazing me as how dumb this man truly is, okay? Just how dumb India is sending people over here. India is not sending their best, okay? They're not sending their best. He comes out and says, which is really asinine, that the reason why, hear me out, the reason why for anti-black hate crimes is due to reparations.
I think we're seeing a rise in anti-black and I think other forms of racism in the country. But part of the reason I think we're seeing it is there's no better way to foster racial animus than to take something away from someone based on their skin color.
The fuck you say?
So don't give black people justice because it'll make other people upset.
Well, because it's going to create more division and be self-defeating.
Bruh, listen to me. He's saying that the reason for the rise of hate crimes, I have to say it again, is primarily due to trying to take something for people. He's trying to blame reparations as for why black people are being targeted and harassed. If that is not the most anti-black, backwards logic, white supremacist a talking point that I've heard in my life, I don't know what to tell you. He takes the cake for stupid, all right? He has created a new kind of stupid with that comment. Because I don't know how you can say a debt that is owed is the reason why. Well, actually, you know what? I'm not going to say that because it does make sense. In the context that this country is very much anti-black, that was founded and based off anti-black racist policies and legislation, that does make sense. Because a point in time, you're telling the American people, the American government that, hey, you have to give back to these group of people that you've done everything in your power to discriminate, oppress, and subjugate, okay, to eradicate. You're telling me that you have to give it back to them? Hell no. Of course you were going to, as far as to act out in violence. From that understanding, it makes sense. Absolutely makes sense. Now, do I think that's what Vivek was saying? Hell to the no. But that very much makes sense. That this country, who was given reparations to many other groups who aren't even here, as far as when it comes to Jewish people, many groups, that when it comes to Black Americans, where's the one group that they took 40 acres and a mule back from? What's the one group that they took the reparations back? Black Americans. Johnson took it back, okay? The only group that I'm aware of, historically, that this country has given reparations and then took it back. That is, man, that really is emblematic of where we are in this country. So when you have Vivek saying that the reason for hate crimes rising is because you're trying to take something away from people, we're not trying to take anything from anyone. We're trying to get what's owed to us. That's what we're trying to get. The fact that he would try and spin this in such a perverse understanding of history, to try and bastardize history in a way that, hey, you're taking from someone to give to someone else, is disgusting, especially coming from an Indian immigrant in this country.
To this day,
you should be thanking Black Americans that you're even allowed over here, okay? Are you out of your mind? Are you absolutely crazy to say some absolute drivel like this coming from your mouth? Bro, if it wasn't for my ancestors, if it wasn't for me, you'd be over there in India in the middle of the street, okay? That's what you would be doing. Even as far as the white Republicans who he constantly, tries to kowtow to, they even made fun of him, talking about, well, you know what? Your political campaign failed, off to Quickie Mart, off to 7-Eleven. And what does he do? What does this freaking milquetoast, lukewarm individual do? He laughs it off. That's his whole idea, is to laugh it off. He thinks he can laugh off the hatred and the racism that's coming his way. That's what he thinks. He thinks that he can laugh it off. Vivek, buddy, you can't laugh at all. Okay? You can't laugh it off. And the brownness of your skin, that's not going anywhere. That's a permanent stain to the people that you represent. That's how they view you. The most you can expect out of this country is to be nothing more than a proxy for as far as races. That's all you will ever amount to. This guy is a crook as far as politically. He's a crook in business, and he's a joke. Okay? An absolute joke. Anyways, guys, that's a video. There's no either or. Shocker. Okay? Simple as that. Either you are ahistorical and a racist, or you will simply understand as far as the plight of Black Americans in this country and how this country has done everything in their power to hold us back legally speaking. That's the video. If you have a disagreement, you know where to find me. Friday through Sunday, disagreement day. There'll be a number up. You call in, we duke it out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think, and subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing.
to this day.